Tell your story with music. How do you do that? How can you get into musical storytelling and share your story in a unique way? The Believe Sisters are going to tell you. We've got Francine, we've got Heidi, and we're welcoming a special guest today from the world of musical theater. Believe Sisters, how you doing?
Hey, I can't
Hey.
believe it's Joanna Tress.
I can't believe you let me in here today.
Well, as you were saying, we do have a very special guest. And so let's bring him out
Yeah,
here.
let's bring him out.
Hey, Darren. Oh, wait. Where'd he go?
Where you go?
Wait,
Let's
Where
bring
you
it
go?
back. There
there
he
he
Oh,
is.
is.
oh, see,
Darren.
that's just like you bring me out, throw me back in the closet. Okay, you go
Keep you on your
backstage.
toes.
You go backstage now.
Apparently, I'm not very good at button pressing
Peace.
today.
Just any button will do.
Yay, I'm live
Hey,
today.
Darren.
I'm
All
live
right.
Thanks for
today.
joining us.
All right. Yes, it's an absolute honor to be here with all of you.
So we have been talking a lot about writing words down on paper for a book, but Darren, I was talking to you, I think, just a week ago,
Yes.
and you were telling me about this awesome project that you're working on. And it's a different way to tell a story than what we've been talking about, doing it in a musical. And I really love that. And so that's the reason we brought you on today, just to kind of talk a little bit more about your creative process and how you put something together, telling a story on that scale, what that's like.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about your background and how you kind of found yourself in all of this?
Okay, I will. Hello. My hometown is Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's where I did all my musical training in classical and contemporary literature. I started on organ when I was 7 years old. Had all the both hands, both feet going. So I stayed with that for quite a few years. And then when I was at Temple University studying for choral conducting, was in the music program there for a couple of years. Then the department started to change around. I had a friend of mine who was a jazz guitarist. Uh, you may know the name, you may not. Um, Probably two of the most well-known jazz teachers worldwide, the Sandoli brothers. But you've heard of John Coltrane, you've heard of McCoy Tyner, you've heard of Pat Martino. That's who they studied with in Philadelphia. So my teacher was a disciple of Dennis and was able to teach his method. So I started studying jazz with him. I was with him for a number of years. Philadelphia was a great training ground and proving ground back in the 70s and 80s because there was music galore everywhere. So
Yeah.
you could name your ticket what you wanted to do. And once you got into the groove and you got to be known and you started to get notoriety and people wanted you, then you could do really whatever you wanted to. So if we weren't recording or rehearsing during the daytime, we were playing at night. So it was full time. It was 7 days a week for years and years and years and years and years. So I played with a lot of people back then. I played with Blue Magic. I played with Archie Bell. I used to do a lot of tribute shows, platter shows, and such in Philadelphia and around. Uh, all the cats that played with Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, people that were playing with Teddy Pendergrass, the people that were playing with Patti LaBelle. So that's who I was hanging with, and that's who I was playing with at that time. With a lot of those musicians, not with those particular artists like Patti and such, but playing with those musicians that did work with them and tour with them. And at that time, I also had started in musical theater, which I actually started in high school. My high school music director, choral director, was doing the music for some college productions. And at that time, I had this pretty cool, funky organ that two manuals on it. And it had some sound effects and things on there. He said, I need some of those sound effects for this show. So I started playing in the pit. And then I started working in some other theater companies. I was music director with a number of theater and also doing a lot of children's theater. I did several seasons of that where we would do a whole summer season of shows. We would rehearse during the week, starting on the Monday. We would go out a Friday and Saturday between Baltimore, Philadelphia, and Long Island. We would play the shows, come back, do the next week. So we had an 8-week run during the summer times where we would do that. And it was all just me as far as providing all the accompaniment for the show and the actors. So that it was a good proving ground for me because I was able to bring in a lot of the spontaneity that I like, a lot of improvisation, and also being able to adjust things to the performers, learning accompaniment at an earlier age. That really gave me a professional edge as well. So I just got into everything that I could because my first teacher said, if you're going to do this for a living, you need to do everything you possibly can. So
You're
that's
versatile.
well, I got familiar with a lot of different styles. And so I'd get a phone call. Hey, do you play? Yes. Do you play? Yes. Do you play? Sure. And if not, and back then we had the cassettes. So a lot of people would send you the cassette. Here, learn the show, learn the songs. So you approach things that way. So I was committed to it, and that's what I did. So with that musical theater background, I kept that going for about, I think it was about 16 years. I was doing musical theater alongside of everything else, playing everything else that I could get my hands on. And then I started doing some of my own bands. I started doing some touring. Then I left that for a while and worked in healthcare when I moved to Florida back in '89. I did 10 years. I became a nationally certified activities director, and I worked in 120-bed nursing facilities and hospitals that had rehabilitation units that focused on geriatric. So I was a geriatric specialist in that. But again, music every single day for the residents, either taking the portable keyboard into the room or having gatherings, sing-alongs with the residents. I would do a happy hour on Fridays with hors d'oeuvres from the kitchen. I would set up a bar so those residents who were allowed to drink and they could imbibe.
Mm-hmm.
And then also playing music at lunchtime in the dining room. So I did that for a while alongside of still playing. So I do that all day and I would play all night and then repeat.
Music 24/7, Darren. It's amazing.
It really was. And while I was in the Clearwater area down here in Florida, there was an old world hotel called the Clearwater Beach Hotel. It was the original hotel on the beach. Old world, fine dining, everything you can imagine with a very, very upscale place. I played there. That's where I met my future wife. She always says, I was a groupie. So at that point, she was living in Atlanta. So things were starting to change here in Florida. I closed up shop here. I moved to Atlanta, started a whole new career up there, music-wise, played with some incredible people. I was the jazz pianist for the Woodruff Art Center, which is the third largest art center in the country. So I was their jazz pianist for 3 years, worked with a lot of the cats from the symphony, doing a lot of fundraisers and private events, worked with some nonprofits during that time. There's a lot to encapsulate. Some of those things are on my website.
Yeah.
And then I retired from that playing, doing a lot of things like that. I was also lead pianist in 2 different department stores that had live piano back then. And that was before the crash of '08. Nordstrom used to have live piano, and you will know if you know the Steinway B, 7-foot grand. they had in each one of the stores. So I was lead pianist for them for about 6 years. And then another store came in called Von Mauer, and they also featured piano. So I was their lead for about 6 years. Then I retired. My wife and I had some lifestyle changes. We were going to become roving retirees. We sold everything we owned. We were just going to travel around the world.
Hit the road.
In our suitcases, I figured I could play here or there and just have some fun. But then 2020 happened. So that put a kibosh on things. So for the past 5 years, I've been working with Bonobo TV with my partners there, mainly Jeff Francis. We also have Paul Windridge, who is an artist. He's a music maker, he's a writer, he's a videographer, he's a filmmaker, an award winner. He's been exhibited and screened around the world in museums. We also have a scientist and a consultant in data technology that's with us. He's a psychotherapist. We also have another psychotherapist who is known as the Burnout Queen, and she works as a mindful consultant and also as a business coach. So when people reach that burnout stage, she's the one that kind of comes and picks them up, pulls them out of that. And Jeff is a writer, artist, sculptor, lyricist. So I've been working very closely with Jeff for the past 5 years. And coming up to the musical now, Heidi, that you were asking about. It's been, I guess, about a year and a half, just about. He had a project under wraps, and he said, I'm going to bring this out to you when I'm ready. So he finally did toward the beginning of last year. And it's a full theatrical production, very timely, very relevant to what's happening. And this is probably one of the first times with a wider audience that people are going to hear the title. It's called Let's Eat the Rich. And not to get political, but we know that it's the ultra rich and the ultra greedy who are keeping things at bay for us moving forward. I'm also very much about values-based spirituality. With Heidi, I was talking to you about that, of helping to evolve the world forward. I do work with some very prominent people, internationally known people. Climate Healers is one. ClimateHealers.org is also a good organization to go to. And I work with people who are PhDs in engineering, working on climate and also values. So that factors into everything. So all of this wraps together. This big show is about exposing the rich, a very clever way of dealing with them, which I'm not going to reveal. But we also have very heavy messages of love and compassion as the way forward. This is a monumental project. There are only 5, at this point, there are only 5 actors, but I've been arranging and scoring for 7 live musicians. So I want to put musicians to work. And the forerunner to that is called Love Songs to the Mother. It's about humanity and Mother Earth. This is a cabaret that just features myself on piano and a vocal artist. So through Jeff's lyrics, I have set these and I've created art songs out of these as basically a love letter to Mother Earth. So with that, we are projected, we're looking at some performances in London that are probably starting in June sometime. We're in the selection process right now for our vocal artists who are London and UK based, since the production is going to be over there. And once that process is finished, we'll have several people, because these are also international artists. So somebody said about first week of June, I'm in Japan, and the next week, I just got called to go to Milano. Somebody was just in Spain, somebody was just in the Caribbean. So we need basically several people involved so we can cover all of the dates that are going to be coming up. So we're working on that. The music is basically finished. It's all original music. except for a Lord Byron poem called "There Is Pleasure in the Pathless Woods" that Jeff really wanted to put in there. So I've set that one to music, and that's where I'm at right now. Music and the arts for positive change. The whole thing with Bonobo TV and all the people that I work with, we know that the world is teetering right on the edge right now, and we really only have a few years left in which to make some serious corrections, which a lot of people don't pay attention to. You don't hear about those things in the mainstream media, but nonetheless, they do exist. These are cold, hard facts, unless you're in that crowd and you're following.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about the creative process now.
Yeah. So with that creative process that's in there, applying that to the creative, because you were talking about writer's block and such. Through the years, with the things that I've created, I just stay at it, and it got to a point with a lot of Jeff's lyrics that he would send. He said, "Okay, here's the next one. Here's the next one." So I would just sit down, I'd take a look at those, and sometimes there would be a song that would just pop out in one session, in a few hours in the studio, or over the course of a couple of days. So then a little bit of fine tuning in there, getting things together. And the writer's block, yes, is something that you learn to work through, and that you step away for a moment. And sometimes I've taken a break for either a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll leave something for a month or so, come back to it with fresh eyes, fresh ears, fresh inspiration. You take a trip somewhere on a vacay, and then you come back and things normally will reopen for you with those fresh perspectives. Because yeah, Joanna, you were talking about the writer's block that's in there. So it's a process.
Okay, we have a question from the audience. Do you ever just wake up in the middle of the night with an idea?
Completely. The music never shuts off. There's everything from so many different styles. There are symphonies that are playing back here. And a lot of times, if I'm stuck on something, I'll leave it. And a lot of times I'll wake up in the middle of the night and all of a sudden I will hear, okay, let me go back and try that in the morning and see if it works. Most of the time I've worked out the problem. So it comes to you. But yes, I hear those things in the middle of the night. I don't get up and write them down. Like a lot of people keep a notepad or a recorder or something next to their bed. They'll get up and do that or go to another room and write those down. I'll just keep repeating it over and over again. I said, now you have to remember this and have to remember it. Now, of course, there are times when it's like, now what was that? What was that?
Yes. I want to know what your retention rate is, because at this point in life, for every song that I've remembered and worked on, literally I have forgotten 2 entire songs at this time. So I just, so I just let it go, that, it's all right, because the songs, they just come through us. Sometimes they come back. And I love that. Sue, yes, you are not completely losing it.
Yeah.
You are creative, and
You're
you're
creative.
inspired, and your brain is working all the time. That's great. But I would love to hear about that, your policy on retention. Yeah. How can you, I guess, think of an abundance, right? It's okay if you don't remember that idea to match it, because maybe it'll come back to you. How do you reconcile that with yourself? Oh man, I forgot a masterpiece.
Yeah, something that does come to you like that. A lot of times I'll grab the phone, I'll do a voice memo, or I'll come in, I'll write down a couple of notes on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
With a rhythm that's on it, because the studio is not always on. The computer's
Right.
not always on for that. So, because I've got a whole setup that's sitting here right next to me. And yeah.
Curiosity strikes.
So it's just about doing the best that you can, as you do with everything. You try and remember. Now, when you were talking about retention, was it for those ideas or just the body of music in general?
I meant for those ideas
Oh,
that
yeah,
come,
yeah,
in the middle of the night.
yeah. You can do things because the way I hear things, sometimes I'll equate it to something else, and
Mhm.
or I'll put a few words in there. I said, remember this, and a lot of times it can either come back to you. Like I said, sometimes it's just a few of the notes, and then you go, well, this is actually coming out better than what the other idea was. So it
Yeah.
is. It's just that process of constant self-discovery and evolving things, playing it over and over and over again sometimes. And like I said, sometimes the process is fast. You just never know when it hits you.
It's the same
I
for
don't know
writing.
if you guys have ever heard the song Tribute by Tenacious D, but it's the greatest song in the world, but he forgot it. So anyway, I put it in the chat just in case you
Okay.
want to enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I also kind of wanted to tie some of this together because I heard you talking about a bunch of different creative capabilities within this to put this whole show together. And so when we're talking about like our book anthology project, for example, we're going to be bringing together a bunch of people who have different skills in different areas. So when we're doing portal parties and other brainstorming events together, this knowledge from these different areas are going to help all of us grow with our different projects. It's kind of like a mastermind.
Mhm.
So my question to you, and I heard you say something about a business coach and somebody coming in to help bring everybody's spirits up and stuff like that too. Very cool. What's your favorite part about these kind of collaborations as opposed to just, working on a song all by yourself?
The collaborations are wonderful when you are aligned with somebody, and or you have that working relationship back and forth. Because I've done a lot of that through my life, where a lot of times it's been one sided. But when you can click with somebody, and I love the sound of your project, by the way. I'm so excited for you for that.
Join us. Join us.
I'm anxious to. I am excited about it. I'll be in there with you. Count on it. So, so with that, yes, when you are collaborating, it's a process. I've worked with other people, with musicians, other instrumentalists, with songwriters, vocalists, the lyricists. By the way, Jeff can hear things musically, but he doesn't understand. So we'll be in a conversation. They'll say, "Jeff, here's your music theory for today," because
Yeah.
I had somebody ask about one of my songs, one of the art songs for the cabaret, and she said, "It seemed like there are a lot of dotted rhythms in here." Okay, so yeah, so you know what that's about. Um, so there's a reason for that. Okay, there are certain things that you do within the songs when you are crafting the songs, that the intentions that you want for your listeners, you can craft them in such a way that you want the brain to have those triggers. You want the brain to be satisfied. You want the surprises that are in there, because the brain is constantly looking for things. Okay? So when it realizes, that's what sets a lot of big hits apart from other songs. It's the way they're crafted. It's the way they hit you. Um, so yes, the collaborative process it's so refreshing, and it just opens you up to brand new vistas when you stay open to it. I maintained many years ago to you drop the ego at the door. You don't come on stage. You don't do anything with, oh, this is about me. This is a collaboration. No matter if you're playing with one other person or 100 other people, you're all on at exactly the same time. That's where the magic comes in. So it's the same thing with the collaborative process, that you're very open to it. I'll ask questions. What do you think about this? Let me play this for you. What are your ideas about this? And then you work and that creative process, and or where you feel it's just flowing through you, which a lot of people do. This is coming through me, okay, as opposed to, I wrote this. Well, you did. You wrote it down, but maybe there's that divine aspect that's in there too with the ether. So you have to be open to that. But yeah, the creative process, collaborative process is can be very, very magical.
It kind of sounds like our portal parties where we all get together and we give each other feedback on the projects that we are working on. And we called it the portal party because it takes you from confused through the portal to clarity. So
Yeah, and your idea right now might be in the porta potty. And so we will help you get out of that stinky situation.
That was good. I have a proposal right now that's going to make an exciting soundbite. Let us demonstrate right now. This is a metaphor for collaboration. We have 4 people here who have various musical gifts in different ways. How about, Darren, you sing the chords, just sing a couple notes that you'd be playing on the organ, make a little loop. Let's have our dancer here, Francine, get with the beat. Let's hear you clap your hands, snap your fingers, okay? And then Heidi is going to provide a little melody, and I'm going to come in with the harmony. And we're going to show people this is what happens. The 4 of us are in this live stream together. We all have music inside of us, and we're going to just do it spontaneously. Are we ready?
Yeah, baby.
My gosh.
All right, let's go, Darren.
All right. So you want a melodic content or
give us actually give us some left hand. Just give us a nice little organ bass line because we can only sing one note at a time.
Okay.
But just you're going to be the organ and then get ready to get into the rhythm, okay? You loop it so that Francine can feel your rhythm.
Okay.
And then Heidi, you're going to get on top of that. She's a singer.
All right. Got it. Here we go.
Yeah.
If you can conceive it, you can believe it, so you can achieve it from the head to the heart. Oops, did I do that the wrong way?
Yay! We did something. That was perfect. I love it. Thanks for being good sports. We'll see what AI outtake we can put. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about high vibrational, 5-dimensional collaboration. We come with open hearts, open minds, and we get that energy up, and we are ready to make things happen. So that's the framework for the Believe You Can theme song.
Right? We've been procrastinating on that for way too long. Look how quick that all came together.
Yeah. That's it. So when you said open the portal, that's it. Yeah. You just think it, and then you create it. Yeah.
There you go.
Darren, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. This is a really fun episode. I kind of wish that I was over in Europe so I could catch the musical right away. So I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have to take a girl retreat over.
Well, we do need to go to France to meet up with one of our authors in the anthology.
Okay.
Right? So we'll pick her up along the way too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a possibility because Heidi, you had asked me, said, well, how about, and people have asked, how about some performances here in the States? So
of course.
Let me get established first.
All right. Start somewhere and then bring it on home.
All right. Yeah. Dig it.
All right. Awesome. So, I mean, we sang it already. Oh, wait, one more thing before we go.
Yeah.
And I need to put it in the chat. Right after this, we're meeting in a Zoom room. It's our Q&A session for the Believe anthology. So if you heard us talking about it earlier and you're like, what is this? What is this all about? What do I have to do? Anything like that, you can join us over in this Zoom room. And I'm going to go ahead and put a link in here for
In the
you
chat?
to sign up. Yes, to get
Yes,
that.
join
And then
us.
Joanna, take us on out of here.
Remember, if you can conceive it, you can believe it and therefore achieve it. So from the head
To the heart.
To the hands.
Yes, you
can.
can.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap at the Believe Retreat.